Hi, welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm Jenny, and I'm on the hunt for the very best margarita in the whole world, and I need help finding it. I want you to comment below and tell us where you think the very best margarita is. But today, I have a friend joining us from Instagram, also up north. Let me introduce you to Heidi Anderson, La Tequila Mamacita on Instagram.
Hola,
Hi. Yes, I have just enjoyed watching you on Instagram. I learned from you, and I just really appreciate you spending time with us today and bringing us a margarita recipe.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. Thank you for inviting me. This is going to be so much fun. I'm a tequila drinker, but I love a really good margarita, so this is going to be fun.
Me too, and I'm a really good margarita drinker that likes to sip sometimes. So we're going to meet in the middle. It's going to be great. So one of the reasons I just love looking at you, it's very engaging and everything. I love watching you on Instagram. I love the reels. I love the stories. I just love the whole thing. But I also learned from you. I see you have an incredible tequila collection, don't you?
I do. I have some behind me. It's actually, I'm in my bar, so the tequila is like all around me.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And mezcal. So you'll have to come back sometime and we'll try the mezcal, because I've got a little toe in the water with the mezcal, just a little toe. But I've had some I
started with tequila and then worked into that, but it is fun. Yeah, we'll do a mezcal cocktail.
I'd love to do that. Okay, so we're going to just chit chat and talk as we start with this margarita, but I'm really thirsty and I'm ready to have a margarita. So if you don't mind, we'll just dive right in. And I'm going to show the ingredients first. I'm going to show this side camera where they can see the ingredients, and then we'll put the recipe up. I'm going to use this, we're going to use this El Tesoro Reposado that you recommended, which I've enjoyed before. So we have that, and we have this pineapple and basil and a little bit of lime and Topo Chico, which I thought was a great. So let's bring it back and look at this. I'm excited to try all of this. So why don't you tell me what to do, and I'll start putting it together the way you do.
Oh yeah, sure. So we are using 2 ounces of the El Tesoro Reposado, and then we're using like 2 to 3 good chunks of pineapple. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because I can't read it, y'all. Okay. Let me start over. 2 ounces El Tesoro Reposado tequila, 3 large chunks of pineapple. I've already got 2 in here. 2 basil leaves that are good size. If they're little, just throw in more. An ounce of fresh lime juice, 3/4 ounce agave simple syrup, and then you top it off with Topo Chico. I wanted to read it in the order you had it in.
Thank you so much. I love it. Okay, now I need to catch up with you because I don't have my pineapple in my shaker. You already have your pineapple in?
I've already got it, so you just go ahead and put like 2 to 3 good-sized chunks.
There's 2 to 3 good-sized chunks. I put 3 in. Okay, we got 3 in.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
You take your basil, like 2 leaves. The basil I have are little leaves, so I'm just gonna like put the whole thing in there. You want to put it in your hands first and slap it to like release the oils from the basil.
Yes, it smells so good. Oh, I didn't slap both of them. Let me slap this one. Whoops. Okay. Get my aggression out. Okay, there, we got it. Basil leaves are in.
Basil leaves are in, and then you're going to do your 2 ounces of El Tesoro Reposado.
Okay, 2 ounces. Okay. That's all right. We'll follow you.
You could do 1.5 ounces. You could do 2 ounces. And then an ounce of fresh lime juice.
Ounce of fresh lime juice, fresh squeezed only. That's what we see here. Fresh squeezed only. Whoops. Okay, got the fresh squeezed lime juice in. There we go.
Alrighty. Okay, and then 3/4 ounce, or if you like it a little sweeter, you could use a whole ounce of I like to use agave simple syrup, which is essentially you just take half agave syrup and half water, heat it up, let it all kind of meld together, and then cool it. And you can keep it in your fridge. I'm down to the end of mine, but I keep it in a mason jar in the fridge. It's good for like 6 weeks. So that's what I like to use
So
in my margarita.
3/4 to an ounce.
Yeah,
three-quarters of an ounce
of that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pour that in.
And I made it just like you said. And I also I like using agave syrup, but I never actually made it myself, but I had the agave, what am I trying to say? Nectar. Yes, I use the agave nectar to make this. So that's great. Okay, so I've got everything. I've got the tequila in, the pineapple in, the bay leaves in, the lime juice in, the simple syrup in. What's next?
Just to clarify, it's basil, not bay leaves. Don't put bay leaves.
Did I say bay leaves? Did I do that? Bay leaves are for roast beef and not for tequila. Right?
Maybe,
Basil's for tequila.
Maybe there could be like a bay leaf martini, tequila martini or something. But
that's right. And they smell different too. Basil smells better.
Right. Oh, so good. So then you're just going to take all that and just muddle it together.
This is the good part.
Yeah, this is
my tequila's happy now.
Yes. Just muddle it, and you're getting all those flavors in there. And you don't want to totally overdo it. You just want to make sure the pineapple is crushed and that all the juices are released.
Yes. My basil's happy.
Yes.
All right, this looks good. And I had a sweet pineapple. So this is going to be really yummy.
Okay. And so then you just want to add some ice to your cocktail shaker. And I'm just going to go ahead and put some ice in my glass that I'm going to serve it in too.
I will do that with you. Oh, I'm getting, this is going to be good. Okay. Got my glass. It does. It does.
So then shake it up.
Shake, 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 shake. All right. Now, do you have a favorite shaker?
You know, I used to have I used to use like the top, you know, of this with with this. But I don't know, I just don't like it because it's really hard to for this to come off. I've seen the ones where it like screws on the lid so it's easier.
Yes.
So that would be cool. But now I just like to do this and then strain it.
Okay. Here we go.
You could do it
how
however
nice.
you want. Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes. And then if you want, if you just have a little extra piece of pineapple.
Yes.
You could put that on the glass as a little, and then take like a little basil and use that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Too. And it looks like that.
Oh, yours is pretty. Let me get a better piece of basil. You know, at least I'm not calling them the dried things. I won't use the word anymore, so I won't have the wrong one. Mine's not going to want to stay like that, but I'm going to put it right here to make it almost as pretty as yours. All right. It smells lovely.
You can top it. You can top it with the Topo Chico if you want to. I want to. Topo Chico in the fridge, so I'm just going to not do the Topo Chico, but usually I do.
Okay, so about how much do I put on the top?
Just whatever you want. Maybe like, I don't know, not even 1/4 of a cup. Just kind of top it off with
there. Oh, I love Topo Chico, so this is good.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. That's it. The
Salud.
Basil Marg.
Yum.
Salud. Isn't that good?
Oh, that is yummy. Perfect. Perfect yummy for the summer.
It's not over.
It's not too sweet.
And if you want it to be like a little brighter and citrusier, then you can use a blanco tequila instead of a reposado, because the reposados are rested in barrels, usually anywhere from 2 months to just under a year, typically like 3 to 6 months. But you can use a blanco and it'll just taste a little brighter.
That's wonderful. And so what's your favorite reposado for making a margarita like this?
Oh my gosh.
Or your top three or something.
My top three would probably be, I usually, I don't like to use like the really great tequilas in cocktails if I'm having friends over. But if I'm just making one for me, I'll use the El Tesoro, or I'll use Leyenda de Mexico, which is a female master distiller, Meli Barajas Cardenas. And I also have been making a lot of cocktails with Tequila Cabal Reposado. It's amazing. And it makes great old fashions too.
Oh, I like old fashions. We might have to have an old fashioned hunt, but I'm going to stick with, I have to wait till I find the very best margarita hunt. But that's awesome. That's wonderful. So when you're sipping tequila, if you weren't making a cocktail, what would be your tequila of choice that you'd want to go sip?
Oh my God, there's really too many, but I'll tell you, like, one of the ones that really got me started in appreciating tequila is Fortaleza. I really, really love Fortaleza, and I have them all, the Blanco, Reposado, Añejo. And that's just one of my favorite ones. And I think it's just, the area that the agave is from, the amount of time they wait before they harvest it. They ferment in wooden vats, which I think El Tesoro does too. So that kind of softens it a little. But that is just like a great, sipper for me. The Cabal, which I mentioned, and there's also a new one. It's been out for a bit. It's called Xolo y Squeaky. I won't try to make you pronounce it. It's spelled with the X.
Thank you.
It's a really, really good reposado sipper. I mean, it really just depends on what I'm on the mood for. Like, do I want a real rich reposado? Do I want something a little lighter that hasn't been aged as long? Like the Ocho, Tequila Ochos are great, but they're usually not rested in the barrel that long. So it just depends on your mood. Yeah.
I love that. That's one of the things I love watching you on Instagram, when you're pairing the tequila with food, and just things I might not have thought of. I'm so accustomed to mixing it in a margarita. I have found some tequilas that I have enjoyed sipping as well, but I just love how you're pairing it, because I think that's one of the things I can learn from you. I wouldn't have thought about changing my tequila like I would change wine with different courses in a meal. So that's been very helpful. Go ahead, please.
Similar. It is similar to wine.
It is.
Like when you think about, tequila, you have your blanco, your reposado that's rested, and your añejo that's rested more. It's kind of the same. Like if I'm having a hamburger or a steak or chocolate, something that's very bold flavors, I personally, and not everybody, but my preference is I like to have a reposado or an añejo. And reposados are great with like Asian food or fish, and blanco, and then blancos I like when I'm eating lighter, like chicken or salad, or
like a white wine, a blanco tequila.
Yeah, or if I'm
that's very interesting.
And I want to sip on tequila too, I do a blanco.
That's very interesting. Now, what do you look for in a good blanco?
I really want to smell and taste the agave, the cooked agave. Okay. I don't want to be overpowered by like vanilla or anything that smells like candy, because that to me right away says additives. It's not made the right way. So I like to, if I'm sipping on a tequila that I know is from the highlands, you're usually going to get like a little more citrus and sweet agave and a little bit of spice like pepper on the back end. And your lowland ones usually are a little bit more vegetal and peppery and earthy. That's just how I taste it. Everybody's palate.
Yes.
So, you know, I have like a circle of friends. We all review tequilas and post, you know, about what we like and don't like. And it's just all, it differs with everybody. You know, we all
Is that the Tequila Ladies? How do I? The Tequila Ladies? Tell me how to say it. Tequila Ladies. I'm thinking Tequila Ladies.
The Techie Ladies. It's just a play on words.
The Techie Ladies.
Techie Ladies is
yes.
basically tequila and then DIES. And I have this fabulous co-host, Marissa. She's from New Jersey and she is hilarious. And she and I every Tuesday at 6, we have a guest on our show. So we're coming up, I think, on our 94th or 5th episode. It's once a week.
Wow.
And we interview
That's great.
Brand owners and master distillers, bartenders. Maybe we could have you on the show. That would be awesome.
Well, I'd love to do that. I'd also love to hear if any of those bartenders know I have a good margarita recipe. You're going to tell me where the best one is. I'm still looking for the best. But congratulations. That's awesome. So when did y'all start the show?
We started the show, I think we're coming up on 2 years. I think we started in February. So I think February will be 2 years.
That's wonderful.
I'm pretty sure.
Well done.
Somewhere around there.
That's great.
Maybe it was before that. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We do. I don't measure everything, right? So it's a little, but that's awesome. I know I've caught some of it, and I've also really enjoyed watching these different communities. And I really think I've noticed it pretty much since the pandemic. Maybe it's because I'm paying more attention to shows that are coming out on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and have caught up, you know, with the different groups. The ones with different tequila tasting groups. There's one in Dallas. I know. I don't know if I could name everyone, but I'm enjoyed watching and learning from everyone. I've learned about the no additives from watching this whole community.
Yeah, and sometimes we poke fun. Like I usually, generally, if I do reviews, I'm usually pretty nice, but sometimes I can't help it, and I just have to poke fun, you know, at a brand, a celebrity brand, for, you know, trying to make people think there's something that they're not. So it just has to
like maybe sometimes. maybe sheep on a.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. That was clever. I love it, and that also helps. Sometimes humor helps get the message across too. You know, when I show up at my local, we have a local statewide, I guess it is, liquor family-owned company called Specs, but I also go to Total Wine a lot. Usually that's where I'm looking for things. In fact, I could not get this at Total Wine. My local Total Wine wasn't carrying it, but I found it at Specs. And at Specs, if you use your key card, you get, and you use a debit card instead of credit, you get 5% off. So I like to go. To go there sometimes. But Total Wine usually has a bigger selection for the stores out by where I am. Some of the other Specs might have more. So that's where. But you know, you're standing in front of that great big wall of tequila or aisle of tequila. Sometimes 2 aisles, right, in front and back. Like, what do I go get? And it can be overwhelming, and it's hard. Now, I use that tequila encyclopedia. Where do you look to know whether there's an additive in the tequila or not?
What do you mean, tequila encyclopedia?
Tequila Matchmaker, I think, is another one. I've used that one too, like an online website where they have a list.
Yeah, Tequila Matchmaker is great. The reason I asked is because my co-host goes by Tequila Encyclopedia on social media. So
I think that's probably I must follow her too. Yeah, I bet I do. Well, I know there's a couple of different websites that have lists, and so you know the brand. For example, one of my favorite blancos is Three Amigos, or the organic one. I really like that, but they have other tequilas that do have additives. But they don't show up on everyone's list, I don't think, or at least they didn't. Yeah.
No. And then also, just because the tequila is organic doesn't mean it doesn't have additives. It can have organic additives in there. So,
See, that would be very
but
confusing for me.
if you, I do want to take this opportunity, actually, since you brought it up, to encourage anybody that wants to learn about tequila to download the Tequila Matchmaker app. It's free. And you can go on there and type in the name of any tequila, and it'll give you the gnome, N-O-M. Every bottle has a gnome on it. I don't know if you could see this, but it basically represents the distillery where it's bottled. And it'll tell you the production methods. And then if it's been verified additive free through Tequila Matchmaker, they have a little logo on there. And it's not just them saying, we think this is additive free. Like, they actually lab test it, and Grover and Scarlett go into the distillery. It's very invasive, and they go through like the distilleries, all of their financials. They have to see if they're buying any additives.
Wow.
And so once they pass their inspection, it happens over a course of time. They don't just go in one day and certify you. Then they certify you free, and then you have to recertify every year. So it's a
That's
good way
great.
to know. Yeah. And also, my saying is drink what you love, but know what's in your glass. So not everybody's going to care that there's additives. People that want like a super sweet, ultra smooth tequila, that's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what, in their mind, that's what tequila tastes like, so, but people who are more purist, and, we kind of want to support the brands that are still producing tequilas using the right production methods. We're going to try our best to stick with the additive free ones. And
I appreciate that. That too. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, we were in Mexico. We like to cruise. And so as soon as cruising opened back up again, I was on the second ship out of Galveston. And then it changed during that year. But anyway, we've gone to Cozumel quite a few times on cruise ships, and we've done margarita hunts where it's just us or maybe a small group. And we have some local people who've been really kind, and they take us around. So we do both sides of the island, not just the one where the cruise ship people get dumped out, and some of my favorite places are there. But I mention that because they're selling tequila at all kinds of places, and there's really no way to know. And so, like you said, it may be sweet or not sweet, and some of those are fairly pricey, right? Considering. And then I came back with one of those bottles once and went to look up the gnome, and I couldn't find. It's like it was, I don't know. I didn't know what to make of it. Like, does that number not exist? Do I just don't understand? Was it taken over? And I just didn't know what to make of it. And so it made me much more cautious.
Yes, and if they call it an agave spirit, they don't
it's not the same.
A gnome. Yeah.
Right.
And,
well, this had a gnome, but it didn't match up with what I could find. Had a gnome, but I couldn't. I mean, there was a number on there, but it looked legit, like it had a seal and everything, but then when I came back and was looking it up, once I couldn't find it. Well, I think maybe I found the number, but it wasn't the same distillery, so I wasn't clear what was happening with that. And so I don't think it kept me from drinking it. I'm pretty sure I went ahead and drank it. Pretty sure I went ahead and drank it. But, I dropped more than a margarita on it. I'll tell you, I drank it a little bit. But I found lots of places that I enjoy having the tequila. When we're out like that, I'm not asking everybody, but I do like going to places where we get to choose the tequila that they use to make the margarita. I do like doing that. Fortaleza or whatever you want to pick.
I pretty much always do that. And if I'm ever in a bar where it's like they just don't have anything good, but like they'll have Patron. Patron is decent. It's not like my favorite as far as aroma or flavor, but they make it right. It's additive free. So that's usually what I'll choose. Do you ever use Tres Agaves in your cocktails? That's a good one too.
Yes, I think I might. No, maybe I don't have any. I do. I just bought this yesterday. This is totally different brand. I don't know. I tasted the Reposado, and I ended up buying the silver. This is Don Fulano, Fulano,
Oh,
and they're supposed to be new.
oh, that girl, that is a sipper. You could put it in a cocktail if you want, but that is a sipping tequila. Don Fulano is amazing. Yeah.
Good. Well, that's what I'm going to actually
Yeah.
make. I'm going to make a margarita with it, but I will try sipping it first. So I picked good. I picked good.
Yes. You picked good. That's a great one.
And
Costco.
my other one, I got it at Costco. You know, the place
That's
outside
amazing.
of the place. Now this one, this Mar Azul, the family's in San Antonio, and
Oh, okay.
they advertise that they're additive free, and they have a gnome on theirs, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed taste. I got all three of them. I got well, you know, the San Antonio connection kind of got me, but
Yes.
but I'm glad I knew about this. I'll have to let you know. We haven't even cracked it yet, but I'll let you know. I did most recently, Volans was my most recent reposado, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed having a margarita with Volans. It was good.
That is a really, really, really good one, Volans. Also, Siete Leguas. That's another good, like, old school brand.
don't have that
And
one.
Tapatio. Yeah, Tapatio is like really a solid tequila. Like, the bottle is kind of misleading because it doesn't look. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. This is the reposado.
Oh, I
So
don't think
see,
I've
it's
ever
like-
seen that before.
It's got a screw top, but it's like really
Yeah.
solid tequila. It's been around forever, and they make Blanco Reposado Añejo, and they have an extra añejo called Excelencia, which I have, but I won't go try to grab it right now. But that one's amazing too.
It's a question. Since you have so much tequila, you could probably choose from a lot of different bottles. How long can you keep them once you've opened them? How long can they stay up on the shelf and come back and pull it down in 3 months, 9 months? How long?
Oh no, they can last for a long time. They can last for years. I mean, they will evaporate if you don't. So like a lot of our bottles, we have parafilmed if we've opened them, but you know, we haven't drank
okay.
very much and we close it. Then you get the parafilm and wrap it around the top. Like this is a screw top, so it doesn't really need it. But if I had an El Tesoro and I just knew I wasn't going to drink it for a really long time, I probably would parafilm it.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think I probably get through mine before I have to do but I don't have the collection you do. But that was really interesting too. I am so excited. I enjoyed the margarita, but I've learned a lot from you today, and I've really appreciated that. I hope you'll come back. We'll try the mezcal maybe next time.
Yeah, we'll do a mezcal something.
Mezcal
We'll do a
something.
mezcal
Something.
old-fashioned. A mezcal old-fashioned.
Okay.
It'll be delicious. Yeah.
I love that too, and I'll have to come up with some other things to enjoy the El Tesoro before I have to worry about covering it up or anything. I'll be sure to drink it, but I'm pretty sure I can make that happen pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
So you have been so great. La Tequila Mamacita on Instagram and with her show. What day of the week?
The show is every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Awesome. I am excited. I'm going to actually make sure. I think I've caught it on accident, but I'm going to make sure I get it on purpose so that I can learn more
live.
and enjoy it with you.
Yeah, it's live.
Yes.
Every episode is recorded.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, so I probably watched the recorded ones. That's probably what it was. But I've enjoyed it so much. I enjoy watching you and following you on Instagram. And I've enjoyed this margarita recipe for this pineapple basil. I love smelling it while I drink it. It makes it taste better.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed talking with you and spending time with you. Thank you so much.
Likewise, thank you for having me, and I look forward to having you on our show in the future.
I'd love to. So the hunt continues, and I will talk to you next time.
Salud.
Salud.